Welcome back to episode 2 of Roaring Woods. In this episode, I have added a ton of things, such as a Mac Big Dipper coaster, a Milestone spinner, a ton of flat rides, completely finished Wild Woody, other than a few minor things like supports, and mostly finished the Gershflower Eurofighter, now named Ablazed. Starting off in the front, I have added a ton of foliage, and finished it up mostly, other than this restaurant that I still need to finish up. Still looks good on the inside. I just got a few things I need to add to it. Off to the left here, we do now have an ice cream parlor. We have some soda machines in there, as well as the ice cream counter itself, as well as some ice cream bins and such. Out the back of the building, we actually do have a nice little seating area for employees. And then on the other side of the building, we do have an actual fridge so that you can store everything. And this will also be access to the back of a whole bunch of stuff back here. The entire park backstage is connected, I think, other than one part, I don't remember. This door right here does lead into this ticket office right here, so you do have access back to the staff, back to the regular guest paths, or vice versa. If you need to get back here, you can just go in through that. Coming back out to the guest side, here we actually will have a restaurant at some point, or some sort of building, maybe a gift shop or something. I'm not exactly sure. We'll figure it out. My gosh, there's a lot of guests. I may have to pause this so my computer doesn't crash. Here we have a park map and a bunch of seating, as well as some trash cans, which I actually have been lacking on doing that, so I may have to start doing that soon. Next episode, hopefully a lot of the park should be a whole lot more flushed out, because I've been mostly just trying to get a bunch of the major stuff put in. So, there's that. Here we do have backstage access to the back house of the restaurant over here. You also have access back to the front of the park as well. Same with the backstage of back there. And then you also have a gate right here because you don't want your regular guests going into a maintenance area. Not exactly a ride parameter area, but it's just an area that they just genuinely shouldn't be in. So you just want to put up a gate to keep them out. And then up here would be backstage access to whatever I'll put up here. Probably another restaurant or something. I'm not exactly sure. Go ahead, leave comments down below or join Discord. We have a bunch of trees and stuff put out through here. We have some nice perimeter fencing. And then here we also have our Milestone spinner. And we'll actually put the POVs either at the end of the episode, or I'll post a separate video here in a couple days that actually is all the POVs. This is just so that I don't make the video too long, because I have a lot to cover. Over here we do actually have Wild Woody, which is our wooden coaster for the park. In this spot right here, I am actually going to be putting in actual, like, a bunch of lumber and stuff, because this is going to be a sawmill, essentially. Here we have a bunch of custom fencing, which I gotta move this over one, because I actually made it way too short, so it looks very weird. Go up some stairs, and then you have the actual crane itself, which will have a crane and stuff, and then this is supposed to be like a quote-unquote gate. It's not actually going to do anything because it's for show. So there will be that. There will be like a milling platform in here and a whole bunch of cool stuff. And then up in here, I don't really have any plans for this yet, but if you have any suggestions, be sure to leave them either in the comments or in the Discord. Here we do have our fast pass line, which I cannot enter because for some reason I have these weird bugs where it sends my character upward. So I may have to report that bug to one of the modders that made the mod that I'm using to actually do that, and there it is. So I've got to get that fixed. One second. So over here I do plan to have a scene, and then I plan to have a scene like above in some sort of way. Got a bunch of lighting and stuff. I plan to have a scene right here, and then you can obviously see the track right there. And then you enter the massive station that I built, because this actually does have a maintenance bay inside of it. If you can see the Auto-Max right there. And then we have obviously our turnstiles. We have my signature push buttons. I actually added in some grading because there actually is a under section of this ride to go to, so that you can access underneath the train stuff, get things checked out, because this is technically a second bay because this runs 2 trains. And this is actually a CCI that's been redone to be GCI. So, got our operator panel here. really nice one. This is using my operator Realism Kit Pro. So if you're on PC and you have too much scaling, I'd recommend downloading this. Here we do have our maintenance shop. We have a way to access below the actual track right there, as well as a bunch of tools and just a bunch of work areas and stuff. Bunch of shelves. All that good stuff that you'd see in an actual maintenance bay. You can also see the ride from here. So, pretty nice. I do actually have a not fully fledged, mostly done transfer track. I've just got to add in some of the stuff that actually makes the transfer track move over. So I've got to do that, and then this is pretty much entirely done. Obviously have our PLC cabinets in here, which I actually might move over to right here, which might be a better spot, and then I can probably move that and put it in this spot or something. I don't know, I'll have to figure it out, but yeah. Pretty nice little maintenance shop. I think it turned out really nice. And then we also have another push panel. Ignore this, I'm going to probably cover it up with a massive box because I hate the Planet Coaster boxes because they look weird. I forgot to actually add a door right here because the plan is to have like a catwalk over there and then stairs down. So I forgot to add that. I'll probably add that after I get this video up or whatever. So there's that. I guess I can't go down this because of that same bug, which I might actually be able to glitch this out. Never mind, just had to remove myself because I got stuck. Big whoop. Anyways, here we have a staff door right here. We also have a bunch of little maintenance doors and stuff and just access to the basement or bigger workshop of this building. So there's that. And then likely there would be like a part of this that can open up, probably about right here or right here, that would actually have like a crane and stuff, and it would be able to lower the trains down here. Here we have access over to the actual maintenance bay, the actual maintenance sheds. So here's the maintenance side of the park. I also have some stuff planned for across the street over there in the parking lot, which you'll probably see next episode. So this is the underside of the actual maintenance track and stuff, and then there's the actual queue house, or two of them actually. So there's that. Here we have our mirror spinner. So over here we have 5 trains, and I also have fully done catwalks, and we also have fully done catwalks as well as the actual supports. I've got to still do some buildings for this and such, get all that done, and then this will be pretty much done. I also have a ton of custom catwalks so that you can actually go up and down, and these are actually realistic. So there's that. I also have a bunch of concrete pads. Something I also forgot to mention about Wild Woody over here is I actually do have a custom catwalk right here set up. This will be fully done once I put in my return sprocket and just finish this little thing up right here. This is a bit janky because I literally just copied it from right here. I've got to readjust some things. It's very jank, so I've got to fix that, and then this will be pretty much done. I've just got like supports to do on this, like custom supporting, a couple profiling adjustments along this area right here because it is a bit janky. I know there's a jank pop right here, as well as the banking is jerky, so I've got to fix that. But other than that, this turned out really good. I think it turned out awesome. Same with this right here as well. Over here we have the coaster I did a couple videos back, which was my hyper-realistic Mac Big Dipper. You already know what this is, and if you don't, just go ahead and watch that video. I do have a few things I've got to adjust on it, such as the transfer track and the actual transfer track, because that's the wrong style of track. Mac actually doesn't use that style of track for their maintenance, for their transfer track, so I'll have to adjust that. Other than that, this coaster is freaking perfect. I've got some ideas for this, but I do want to hear whatever thoughts y'all have down in the comments or in my Discord. Over here we do have a kids area. I've got 2 flat rides at the moment. I might add a 3rd one right here if I can fit it. Nice little, I put these media things up because it was just for show for now. I'm gonna actually do custom logos for most of the stuff in the park, or just do like a very basic generic text. So there's that. You gotta remember this park was founded in 1996, so it's got a lot of stuff that's very 90s based. I also have to add in a Roaring the Line pass right here, because this is not... One of these is an exit, one of these is the fast pass. Also gotta add in a little fencing right along the middle. Or actually, I'll probably add the sign right here. But I'll do that, and then the same thing with this side, I'll do that. I've gotta theme this up, do all that good stuff with it. Here we have backstage access. Again, gotta put in that gate. Technically, this is a ride perimeter area, but you want to keep your regular staff out of there if they don't have to be in there. So there's a... oh gosh. Anyways, I'm going to be putting a fence here so that the actual employees don't just walk into the water or do stupid stuff, because they generally shouldn't be doing that. I've got a maintenance road that goes out here, and then this runs all the way around the lake. I might add in a little runoff stream down here or something. That might be cool to add. Here is like a little area that they would have used for the crane trucks to actually put in the track here. So that's why that pad is there. Doesn't go to anything, but still gonna be there. I'm probably gonna put a couple maintenance shops over here on this side for mainly this half of the park, because these shops over here would mainly handle this area, or even maybe that area too. And then these would be mostly just the general park, and then just these two coasters. But here we have another little kiddie area. I'm gonna be adding a small drop tower here. I've gotta have one of my friends cut some reference images for me, because they actually work around one. So I'm gonna have them do that, and then I can build one. It's gonna be custom, so it won't be functional or anything. Again, custom sign. It's not gonna be the Roaring the Line pass. In fact, I don't think this ride will have that. Maybe it'll be along here and a little fence or something. I don't really know, but we'll figure that out. Here's the actual maintenance shed for the ride, so that you have all your stuff underneath it. I've got to get some, obviously, all my reference stuff from that person. Got two flat rides over here. I've got a charoplane, and then I also have a claw right here. So I've got to finish up these two rides because they are not done very well. I've got to fix the queue on this one because it's got a divot in it. Over to our extra Gershlower because I actually didn't cover this very well. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm trying to get to everything as quick as possible because I don't want this video to last 40 minutes like it did last time. Here we have another sign. I'm going to continue fencing along here and run it over there. Here we have a little queue. There's going to be a little theme area right there. Probably one right here, and then right here. This is our Gershlower coaster, Ablazed. So this is like the fire lookout for the area. I have a forum in my Discord server, so if you want to check that out, then I'll be posting some stuff tonight after I get this set to upload. So yeah, there's that, and then I have a fully kitted out station. I just gotta add in lighting and then some theming, so that'll be done at some point, just not today. I've also got another theming point right here, so I've got to do that. I've got to fix this shed because it's not looking very good right now. But yeah, other than that, I think the park is turning out really good right now. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, drop a follow, and I'll see you guys again soon in another video. Until then, peace out and have a blessed day.
Hey.